And today I brought 3 animals for us all to meet. First animal we're going to meet is underneath this cover right here. And inside this box is an animal that we would find living right here on Cape Cod. That is, if you're spending any amount of time out in the darkness of the night. Interesting. Now this particular animal, he goes by the zoo name of Maestro. Get it? Maestro. Let's meet him. Hey buddy, you ready to come out? All my friends that have seen the show. Hi, handsome. How are you? Can you come all the way up, please? All right. Whoa! Goodness, you're showing everybody why you live at ZooQuarium. Flip up this way. Good boy. All right, so look at this beautiful bird. This bird, like I said, he goes by the zoo name of Maestro. And he's a creature that we call the great horned owl. Chances are pretty good a long time ago when scientists first discovered this animal, they noticed that they had these crazy little tufts of feathers on the tops of their head that look like horns. Hence that name, great horned owl. Well, we do know that those are not horns. Horns would be much too heavy for flying. Have you guys ever seen a cow fly? No way. They are actually just feathers. And the purpose of the feathers on the top of this owl's head are to help him to camouflage himself during the daytime. You see, great horned owls, they want to take a nap in the day. And all he needs to do is perch himself on a tree branch, and he sits up straight and tall, and he sticks those feather tufts up high in the sky. And what he's doing, he's hoping for the best. He's hoping that if a predator is flying around looking for something to eat, that the owl itself just looks like a broken off piece of the tree branch, so he can hide. Okay? Now the owls, these birds are most famous for their nighttime hunting ability, right? And there's lots of things that help an owl be a good, effective hunter in the darkness of the night. First of all, owls, they have very different feathers on their wings than all other birds. You see, the feathers on an owl wing give it the ability to fly silently in the darkness of the night. And if you're a creature that can fly silently in the night, well, you can sneak up on lots of different prey items. Owls also have amazing hearing. Now for Maestro, his ears, there you go, there, I know you want to be there. For his ears are actually located right behind those black semicircles on his face, in the position that I would call cheeks. And owl ears, totally different from our ears. We have ear holes and ear flaps, don't we? Not owls. Owls actually have ear slits or ear triangles. And the cool thing about owl ears, they're crooked. One ear on one side of his head is higher than the ear on the other side of his head. And those crooked ears help an owl to hear sound direction way better than we humans can with our symmetrical ears, right? Owls also have amazing nighttime vision. They have huge eyes. Did you all notice Maestro's eyes? They're enormous, aren't they? They're totally huge. Well, the tricky thing about his eye is this. All the way up. Thank you. The tricky thing about his eye, the eye that you're looking at right now, that's not really how big his eye is. An owl's eye, it's shaped like a pear. It's little at one end and big at the other end. When we look at Maestro's eye, hi, can you look this way, please? We're looking at the little end of his eye. The rest of his eye, it's enormous. Let me go this way to see if I can get you out of the glare, okay? It's enormous. And the big giant part of his eye, it's filled with some very special cells called rods. Now, we humans, we have those cells in our eyes too. And that's how we can see a little bit in the night. Owls, they just have way more of those cells than we do. And that makes it much easier and to have much better vision in the darkness of the night. You want to go there? Okay, you can go there. But having said that, remember we said his ears are huge. His eyes are huge. Well, when you have huge ears and you have huge eyes and you're an owl, there really isn't that much room left in an owl's head for too much else. In particular, there's something that we can do that he can't. Here's an experiment to try. Keep your head straight, and now wiggle your eyeballs. Move them up. Move them down. Side. Side. Now roll them in your head. We humans have total control over our eyeballs, don't we? Thanks to the little muscles in our heads attached to our eyes. Owls, they don't have those muscles. Those eyes, they're stuck in his head. So the only way for an owl to see from side to side is it has to actually turn that head. And if you've heard it before, it's mostly true. An owl can turn its head almost all the way around. Now he can't just spin it off his neck like the exorcist, but he's got a pretty good range of motion. Let's see if I can get him to demonstrate for us. Which way should we go? Do, 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 do. What about over here? Oh goodness, and back over here. Hello? Oh yes, thank you. Very good. He's in a little bit of slow motion, but you get the idea. Owls actually have twice as many bones in their neck as we humans do, and that's why that little neck is so very flexible. Now, Maestro's been living at the zoo for almost about 11 years now. We believe he's about 11 or 12 years old. And the reason he lives at ZooQuarium is because he's what we would call imprinted. He was hurt as a baby owl, or an owlet. We think he bashed his head. And so his eyes don't work quite right, and he never quite learned to fly. And he also thinks he's a human, okay? Most great horned owls, if they've ever spent that much time out in the wild, a human would never get this close to them, okay? So he's a very special owl to us here at the zoo. He's actually one of our new superstars. We're doing bird presentations in our great big giant bird stadium, and Maestro is one of the superstars that rotates through that program. So he's been really fun. Good boy. Anyone have any questions about Maestro, our great horned owl? Something you might be wondering before he goes away? Yeah? Why is he breathing so heavy, and why is his beak open? It's kind of warm here. He can't sweat like we can. We can get all hot, sweaty, smelly, whatever. He can't. This way. So what he's doing, there, oh yeah, look at those wings. So what he's doing, he's actually exchanging heat. So it's a pant so that he can cool off. Yep, good question. Yep.
Why is he flying if he never learned to?
Why is he flying? Well, he does flap his wings a little bit, but he really doesn't have sustained flight. Yeah, he does like to flap his wings. He likes to pretend, but he can't go anywhere. And you might notice he's also attached to me, right? On this leash. Yep.
Well, I want to know from because here at the zoo because at the aquarium because I never been able to follow.
Oh, you haven't? Oh my goodness, you'll have to tell everybody and your family to take you to the ZooQuarium. What's your question? How does he get those long claws? Those long claws are called talons. And he uses those talons the same way that we might use a fork.
I know what they are.
Oh, you knew what they were. Oh, he just grew them. They're kind of like fingernails. Good question. But that's how he grabs his food. Awesome. You did a good job, buddy. Do you want to say goodbye to Maestro? Bye, Maestro. There you go, handsome. Go back and take a little bit of a rest. Now, one thing you guys need to know about me and my animals is that any of the animals that you ever see or meet when we're not at the ZooQuarium, you all know that Maestro, he doesn't live in this box, right? Yeah, okay. So all the animals, they have to go in smaller boxes to get here, but everybody will sleep in their homes back at the ZooQuarium tonight. Now, this next animal that we're